Now let's talk about open houses. So in this training, I'm going to be talking about how to generate more leads with open houses and how to convert more buyers by using the open house strategy. There's one fundamental question that you need to ask yourself. Is every listing good for an open house? The short answer is no, but let's unpack it a little bit. I want to give you the exact criteria that I use when determining if a listing is good for an open house or not. The first one is going to be price point. It should be more average for your area. So if your average price in your market, say, is $300,000, well, open houses on, say, $1 or $1.5 million houses typically don't generate a lot of traffic. And same with houses that are going to be maybe $60,000 or $50,000. Well, you don't want to do open houses because you don't want to generate leads on lower priced homes. The idea is to increase your average sales price, of course, but also you're not going to, I guess, get the amount of traffic that you might want to get because it's just not in an area that's typically going to generate good open house traffic. You're looking just for the average or the median priced home in your area. The second criteria that I use is location. Ask yourself, is it easy to find and close to well-trafficked areas? So be thinking, is this house all the way in the back of a neighborhood where there's 20 different turns? It's going to be hard to find. Is it close to intersections? Is it close to a highway? If you're doing an open house in the middle of the country, you're probably not going to get good traffic. And then, does it have good curb appeal? And does it show well? If you're going to do an open house and someone sees it, say, marketed on Zillow or realtor.com, for example, and they show up and the curb appeal is really bad and it's not priced good from what they've seen, they're just going to drive by. Now, it could have bad curb appeal, but it needs to be priced to reflect that. People need to be thinking when they pull up, they're getting a deal because it's a little bit of a fixer-upper, okay? Now, these are just general guidelines, in terms of the price point, location, the curb appeal. There's always exceptions to the rule. Maybe $1 million homes are just selling like crazy in your market, even though the average is 300,000. Well, in that case, you'd want to hold open houses in that price point, or maybe there's just an up and coming location that is in the country that's getting tons of traffic because people are moving from the city to the country. Well, maybe you would do an open house there. But generally speaking, these are the three criteria points that you want to follow. So marketing matters. The average agent is going to just put a sign up in the yard saying open house, maybe one or two at the intersections, and they're going to hope and pray that buyers show up. The professional, the six-figure agent, is going to market the heck out of that open house. So how do you do that? You're going to market it on Zillow, Trulia, and realtor.com a minimum of 5 to 7 days in advance. There's two ways you can do this, and I suggest both of them. The first one is these three websites have a way for you to actually switch the status to open house this upcoming weekend. And on these websites, buyers are able to actually search by homes that are having an open house this upcoming weekend. So that's pretty cool, both for the buyer and for you. You're going to get a lot of your traffic, probably 50% from this simple strategy. Also, make sure in that first line of text in the description of the home on the MLS, you change it to open house Saturday from 11 to 3, 11 to 2, whatever it is. Number two, advertise it on Craigslist. Now, Craigslist used to be super, super popular when it came to selling houses. 5-10 years ago, I actually sold my first buyer a house through Craigslist. It's not as popular, but still a good place to advertise open houses. It's free in most markets. So why not do it? It doesn't take a lot of time, and people are still going to Craigslist to look for open houses. Number three, put out 20 to 30 signs the morning of an open house. Now, I know you're thinking that sounds like a lot. If you're going to do an open house, you need to be thinking of it as an event. You need to market for the event. It's an all-day thing. You can generate 2, 3, 5 solid buyers from one open house. Would it be worth you putting out 20 to 30 signs for, say, $10, $15, $20,000 in commissions? The answer is yes. So think the night before, go on Google Maps and plan out which intersections you're going to put signs at. Put multiple signs at each intersection. Start from the highway, start from the busiest roads, and then work your way back to the house. And then when you get to the house, you're there ready for the open house. Or you can do it early in the morning, or you can do it late at night. Whatever works best for you, whatever you want to do. Some city ordinances, they don't want you to put them out the night before. So you're going to need to put them up the morning of. So just know what you should be doing in your market and just test it, see what works best too. But do know that 20 to 30 signs is the best way to market the open house. This is a mega open house. Have a huge banner in the front yard, make a statement. You need to be thinking too in terms of there's other neighbors that are going to be seeing how you market your open house, and they may want to list with you because of your excellent marketing. Call 50 to 100 neighbors and let them know about it. You can do this using RedX. This is geo leads. Call them, let them know, hey, my name is AJ Mida. I'm a local real estate agent. I'm holding a house at 123 Main Street this weekend. I'm holding an open house at 123 Main Street this weekend, and I'm super excited to let you know that it's priced really well, and I would love for you to come by and check it out. Do you think you would be available sometime between 11 to 2? Obviously it's not for you because you already live in the neighborhood, but maybe you want to pick your next neighbor and let them know about it. They could come with you, or you could just check it out and tell them about it. Or heck, maybe you just want to know how it compares against yours for when you sell in the future. Hey, by that way, do you have any plans to sell your home, say, in the next year or two? So you're generating listing leads with this strategy, and it's helping with marketing. And they remember that you're out hustling to get the home sold. Another great thing to generate listings and show both your current listing that you're holding the open house for, that you're hustling to get the home sold, but also generating more listings, is knock on the 20 nearest doors before the event begins or the day before. If it's super hot out, I'd go the day before because you don't want to be all sweaty at your open house. But if it's cooler, nice time of year, go the morning of. I just want to point out that steps 4, 5, and 6 are ways to generate more listings. And also, they're really going to impress your seller that you're holding the open house for. They're going to see that you're going above and beyond to market the property. Everything that you do during the process is crucial in the event that you need a price reduction. When they know that you're working hard to get the home sold, a price reduction is much easier. And then hold the open house for 3 hours. If you're going to put all this effort, all this time into it, hold it for 3 hours. And guys, this is your checklist. Print this out. Take a screenshot and put it on your wall so that you know the step for open houses. Put it in a marketing binder, however you're going to keep track, but this should be your checklist for holding an open house. And then lastly, have a sign-in sheet and then get everyone to sign in. Here are some examples of some great open house signs. The one on the left with the eXp Realty and the orange open house arrow, that's a super clean open house sign. You'd be getting a bunch of those made to put 20 of 30 of those out. And I also like the Remax one here. I think it's great to have your picture on it too, if you want to do that, because then you're branding yourself, and the more people see your picture on listing signs, on flyers, postcards, just out in the market, there's going to be a brand recognition that starts to happen. So either one's fine, however you want to do it. If I could keep it nice and clean and not make my picture too big, because you just want to focus on having the open house nice and big, so have the open house nice and big. If they're driving 50 down the road, are they going to know it's an open house? That's the most important thing when it comes to sign design. The big banner, here's an example. Keller Williams agent just had a nice big open house banner out. This just looks good. It lets all the neighbors know what's going on. And if I'm looking to sell my house, that's going to impress me because you don't see that very often. Ninja tricks. This is a very important trick right here. So fill out the first line of the open house sheet as an example to follow. What that does is when a buyer sees somebody else signed in, they just assume that's what they should do. People follow other people. If they see no one signed in yet, they're not going to sign in. So you start this trend of no one signing in. So just make sure you always put in a name, number, do they have an agent, check all the boxes, and I'll have an open house sign-in sheet linked up here to the right of the video as a download for you. And here's a great script for getting people to sign in. Super simple. Hey, come on in. Before you take a tour of the house, just go ahead and sign in. The seller would like to have records of everyone that comes in. As I'm sure you can understand, this is a great way for us to keep the home secure. Just something super simple. Don't overthink it. Just assume that they're going to sign in, and they will. You could also have like a raffle. Hey, everyone that signs in has an opportunity to win a $50 gift card, whatever it is. If someone tells you that they have an agent, ask their name. If they don't know it, they don't have an agent. So, hey, awesome, nice to meet you. Just out of curiosity, are you guys already working with an agent? If they say yes, okay, awesome, what's their name? I wonder if I know them. If they can't remember, they do not have a solid relationship with an agent. So that's going to be a good lead. And then, hey, sometimes the people who come in, it's going to be the nosy neighbor. They might not tell you that it's a neighbor, but ask questions. Do you already have an agent? How long have you been looking for homes? These are great questions to see motivation. Do you already live in the area? And they'll tell you, oh, I'm a neighbor just checking it out. Well, this becomes a great listing opportunity. So then it becomes awesome. Very cool. Glad to have you here at the open house. Just out of curiosity, do you plan on selling? Park your car in the driveway so it looks like people are there. And always remember, neighbors are watching. If you crush it with your marketing, you will get more listings. That's a fact. So be friendly, ask questions, and don't be pushy. So for follow-up, just always remember, fortune's in the follow-up. I hope you're seeing a theme here. With every type of lead generation, fortune is in the follow-up. Set every single buyer that comes through that do not have a signed buyer agency agreement, set them up on a house strip of similar homes. So if they came into a home that was priced at $250, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, I'm going to draw a very big radius around my city and put in that type of criteria. I'd probably go from 200 all the way up to 350, 3, 4 bedroom homes. That way they're starting to get daily, and this is a daily house strip, they're getting daily houses sent to them from you. And as a pro tip, send them a pack of brownies as a thank you for coming. You're not going to have their address, so you can actually ask them, hey, thanks for coming today. I'd love to send you a little gift in the mail. What's your best mailing address? You're building your database. So for homework, order 50 open house signs and a banner. Print off all marketing materials to have ready. You want to be ready. You don't want to have to do this last minute. And the reason I recommend 50 open house signs is because signs are going to get damaged. They're going to get stolen. You're going to maybe forget even where you put some. So order more, and you also get bulk discounts when you start ordering more signs than just say 20. You should get a bulk discount at like 25, 50, and then 100.